The language of sad eyes is older than words. Older than the first cry that broke the silence of caves. Older than fire learning how to warm the cold. It is written in shadows. In pauses between breaths. In the trembling of a smile that never fully arrives. Sad eyes do not shout. They whisper in 1,000 broken dialects. Each tear a letter. Each blink a comma. Each sleepless night a paragraph of pain. The language of sad eyes is learned in loss. Taught by departures. Practiced in empty rooms where memories echo. It is fluent in longing. Expert in endurance. And perfectly trained in pretending to be fine. When sad eyes speak, the heart listens. When sad eyes fall silent, the soul screams. They say, I am tired, without sound. I am alone, without confession. I remember, without invitation. The language of sad eyes has no grammar. Yet it is always understood. No dictionary can define it. Yet everyone has read it at least once. It is the universal script of the wounded. Some eyes carry storms. Some carry drought. Some carry entire winters behind fragile lashes. And some carry graves of dreams, where hope was buried without ceremony. The language of sad eyes is written in waiting. In messages never sent. In calls never answered. In doors that never opened again. It is patient, painfully patient. Sad eyes know how to beg without kneeling. How to cry without tears. How to love without being loved back. They know the art of staying. When every nerve is screaming to run. The language of sad eyes is heavy. Yet it floats in the air like dust. It settles on shoulders. On pillows. On the empty side of the bed. It speaks in midnight. When the world is asleep and the heart is awake. It speaks in crowded rooms. Where laughter is loud and loneliness is louder. It speaks in mirrors. When you ask, "Who are you now?" and get no reply. Sad eyes have memories instead of visions. They see what was, not what will be. They recognize faces that are gone. Voices that have faded. Promises that have expired. The language of sad eyes is a prayer without hands. A cry without throat. A song without melody. It rises to the sky, but often falls back like tired rain. Some sad eyes belong to lovers, abandoned in the middle of forever. Some belong to mothers, counting breaths in hospital rooms. Some belong to fathers, hiding weakness behind strength. Some belong to children, learning too early that the world is not gentle. Some belong to old souls, carrying decades in a single glance. The language of sad eyes is stitched with patience, threaded with hope's last remains. It is patched together from survival, from compromise, from quiet bravery no one applauds. Sad eyes have a soft courage, the kind that does not announce itself. They wake up. They breathe. They continue, even when they do not want to. The language of sad eyes is not beautiful, but it is honest. It does not decorate pain. It does not perfume suffering. It shows the wound as it is. In sad eyes live unfinished stories, chapters ripped out, endings rewritten by fate. They are libraries of what could have been. Sad eyes ask questions the lips are afraid to form. Why did you leave? Why did I trust? Why did it end? Why am I still here? The language of sad eyes is slow, because grief walks with a limp. It takes its time. It refuses shortcuts. It insists on being felt. Sad eyes forgive, but they never forget. They heal, but they keep the scars as signatures. They move on, but they always look back. The language of sad eyes is written on the face, but read in the heart. It cannot be hidden, only ignored. And ignoring it does not make it disappear. Sometimes sad eyes laugh, and the world believes the laughter. But behind that smile, behind that joke, the language is still speaking. It says, I am broken but breathing. It says I am hurting but here. It says I am empty but trying. It says I am tired but alive. The language of sad eyes does not ask for pity. It asks for understanding. It does not demand rescue. It asks for presence. It does not beg for love. It asks to be seen. Sad eyes are brave in their own way. They survive storms no one knows about. They carry weights no one sees. They fight wars in silence. The language of sad eyes is the poetry of pain, the prose of patience, the verse of vulnerability. It is written by life, edited by loss, published by time, and every person fluent in it has paid the price to learn. The language of sad eyes grows deeper with nights, with unanswered prayers, with footsteps that never return. It thickens in the chest. It settles in the bones. It becomes part of the bloodstream. Sad eyes remember the exact tone of goodbye, the precise weight of the last hug, the temperature of the last touch. They archive pain with perfect accuracy, never losing a single detail. The language of sad eyes is spoken in waiting rooms, in train stations, in airports where dreams depart. It is fluent in delays, expert in cancellations, and well-versed in disappointment. Sad eyes know the sound of silence, the shape of absence, the smell of memory. They recognize emptiness like an old friend. The language of sad eyes does not rush healing. It allows wounds to breathe, allows tears to dry naturally, allows hearts to mend at their own pace. It respects the timeline of pain. Some sad eyes carry betrayal, sharp as glass under the skin. Some carry regret, heavy as chains around the chest. Some carry guilt, quiet but relentless. The language of sad eyes is built on questions. What if? If only. Maybe someday. Never again. Sad eyes watch the world move forward, while they remain parked in yesterday. They see others laugh easily, love freely, and they wonder how. The language of sad eyes is not jealous, but it is curious. It studies happiness from a distance, like a foreign land it once visited, and can no longer return to. Sad eyes have patience, but it is tired patience. Hope still knocks, but with weaker hands. Faith still stands, but with shaking legs. The language of sad eyes is gentle, even when pain is violent. It does not attack. It absorbs. It does not scream. It survives. Sad eyes fall in love carefully, trust slowly, attach deeply, because they know the cost of breaking. The language of sad eyes is loyal to memory. It does not erase faces. It does not forget voices. It does not delete moments. Some sad eyes belong to those who lost, some to those who were left, some to those who never had. All of them speak the same language. The language of sad eyes is older than heartbreak, older than tears, older than sorrow. It was born the first time a human missed another human. Sad eyes do not ask why me. They ask why not. They understand that pain has no selection process. The language of sad eyes is written in cracked mirrors, in old photographs, in songs that suddenly hurt. It appears without warning. Sad eyes know the geography of grief, the streets of sadness, the alleys of anxiety, the dead ends of despair. The language of sad eyes is a map of survival. Every scar is a landmark. Every tear is a river. Every loss is a border crossed. Sad eyes grow quiet in crowds, loud in solitude. They perform strength in public, and practice weakness in private. The language of sad eyes is humble. It does not announce victories. It celebrates small survival. Getting out of bed, answering a message, breathing through another day. Sad eyes are experts at pretending. They wear smiles like armor. They laugh like shields. They joke like camouflage. But the language still leaks. through the corners of the eyes, through the pauses in speech, through the heaviness in laughter. The language of sad eyes is loyal to the past, even when the past is cruel, because pain is still a connection, and sometimes connection is all that remains. Sad eyes forgive people who never apologized, miss people who never cared, love people who never returned. The language of sad eyes is generous, even when it is empty. It gives even when it has nothing. Sad eyes do not fear darkness. They are familiar with it. They have lived in its rooms, memorized its furniture, learned its rules. The language of sad eyes is whispered in prayers, in late-night conversations with God, in early morning negotiations with life. Sad eyes ask for strength, not miracles, for endurance, not escape. The language of sad eyes is patient with failure. It understands falling. It respects getting up slowly. Sad eyes know how to lose gracefully. They bow to defeat, then stand up again quietly. The language of sad eyes is written on empty chairs, on untouched plates, on unused pillows. It lives in the spaces between. Sad eyes keep secrets the mouth cannot handle. They guard truths the heart cannot release. The language of sad eyes is a diary with no lock, a confession with no priest, a letter with no address. Sad eyes carry the weight of almost loved, almost chosen, almost enough. The language of sad eyes is heavy with almost. Sad eyes do not expect happiness. They appreciate peace. They do not dream of perfection. They pray for less pain. The language of sad eyes is realistic. It does not chase fantasy. It negotiates with reality. Sad eyes know the difference between alone and lonely. They live in the second. The language of sad eyes is fluent in goodbye, even when the lips never said it, even when the heart was not ready. Sad eyes learn to live with ghosts, of people, of moments, of versions of themselves. The language of sad eyes is haunted. Sad eyes look strong, but they are just practiced. They have rehearsed survival for years. The language of sad eyes is discipline. It teaches how to function while broken. Sad eyes do not collapse. They fold. Neatly. Quietly. In corners no one visits. The language of sad eyes is a soft tragedy. A silent epic. A private war. And still, they wake up. They walk. They work. They continue. Because the language of sad eyes is also the language of resilience. The language of sad eyes is written in slow mornings, when the body rises but the heart stays behind. It moves through routines like a stranger, touching things without feeling them, smiling without meeting the eyes. Sad eyes drink tea that tastes like yesterday, eat food that feels like obligation, sleep in beds that remember another warmth. They exist, but they do not belong. The language of sad eyes is careful with joy. It approaches happiness like a wounded animal, curious, hopeful, but always ready to run. Sad eyes flinch at sudden kindness, pause at gentle words, doubt soft promises, because softness once hurt. The language of sad eyes is cautious. It checks exits before entering hearts. It memorizes escape routes from attachment. Sad eyes have learned that love can leave, that forever can end, that people can change overnight. The language of sad eyes is fluent in endings. It recognizes the tone of fading interest, the rhythm of growing distance, the silence that means goodbye. Sad eyes read between lines, between texts, between breaths. They notice what is not said. The language of sad eyes is intuitive. It senses shifts in energy, changes in warmth, drops in attention. Sad eyes do not need explanations. They already know. The language of sad eyes is written in empty inboxes, in blue ticks with no replies, in calls that never ring. It waits without expectation. Sad eyes know how to love in absence, miss in presence, and ache in silence. The language of sad eyes is loyal to pain. It does not abandon it. It carries it gently, like a fragile memory. Sad eyes cradle their wounds, not to keep them, but because letting go hurts too much. The language of sad eyes is stitched with endurance. Every thread is a day survived. Every knot is a breakdown avoided. Sad eyes breathe through heaviness. They inhale courage. They exhale sorrow. The language of sad eyes is a slow burn. It does not explode. It smolders. Quietly. Relentlessly. Sad eyes are tired of being strong. But they are stronger than being tired. The language of sad eyes is built on compromise. They settle for less. Accept almost. Embrace maybe. Sad eyes do not chase. They wait. And waiting becomes their second nature. The language of sad eyes is a museum of memories, with exhibits of laughter, frames of love, and halls of loss. Sad eyes walk those halls every night. The language of sad eyes is written in pillows wet with thought, in blankets heavy with loneliness, in ceilings stared at for hours. Sad eyes know the architecture of insomnia. They know every crack in the dark. The language of sad eyes is whispered at 3 a.m., when courage is low and honesty is high. Sad eyes confess to the moon, to the walls, to the empty air. They trust inanimate things more than people. The language of sad eyes is loyal to silence. It feels safer there. Sad eyes fear hope, because hope once betrayed them. The language of sad eyes is careful with dreams. It does not build castles. It builds shelters. Sad eyes want peace, not passion. Stability, not fireworks. Calm, not chaos. The language of sad eyes is mature. It has outgrown fairy tales. It reads reality. Sad eyes have retired from expectations. They live on acceptance. The language of sad eyes is gentle with others, even when others are not gentle with them, because pain has taught them empathy. Sad eyes recognize sadness in strangers. They nod in silent understanding. The language of sad eyes is a secret handshake of the broken. Sad eyes do not judge weakness. They honor it. The language of sad eyes is forgiving. Sometimes too forgiving. Sad eyes forgive people who would not forgive them. They love people who would not love them. The language of sad eyes is selfless, even when it should be selfish. Sad eyes put others first, because they know how it feels to be last. The language of sad eyes is written in second chances, third chances, endless chances. Sad eyes believe in potential, even when reality disagrees. The language of sad eyes is hopeful in denial. Sad eyes fall for souls, not faces, for energy, not appearance, for depth, not display. The language of sad eyes is deep. It does not swim on surfaces. Sad eyes drown in meaning. The language of sad eyes is sensitive. It feels everything. Too much. Sad eyes are not weak. They are just open. The language of sad eyes is an open wound. Sad eyes get hurt easily, because they care deeply. The language of sad eyes is emotional courage. Sad eyes do not numb. They endure. The language of sad eyes is heavy, but it keeps walking. Sad eyes stumble, but they do not stop. The language of sad eyes is persistence in pain. Sad eyes keep loving, even when love hurts. They keep trusting, even when trust fails. The language of sad eyes is risky, but it is real. Sad eyes choose authenticity over safety. The language of sad eyes is honest to a fault. Sad eyes cannot fake indifference. They feel. Always. The language of sad eyes is intensity. Sad eyes love intensely, miss intensely, hurt intensely. The language of sad eyes has no volume control. Sad eyes either feel everything or nothing at all. The language of sad eyes is extreme. Sad eyes swing between hope and despair, between light and dark, between stay and go. The language of sad eyes is conflict. Sad eyes fight with themselves daily. The language of sad eyes is internal war. Sad eyes are battlefields. The language of sad eyes is written in scars, both visible and hidden. Sad eyes wear their history in their gaze. The language of sad eyes is biography without words. Sad eyes are stories, unpublished, unread, unfinished. The language of sad eyes is an unfinished sentence. And still, they look at the world. They try again. They hope quietly. Because the language of sad eyes is not only pain, it is also survival.